I am Michael Kurosh. I live in Santa Barbara, California, one of the most beautiful places on earth. My design center is where people come to reimagine their homes and spaces. I work with the best designers, clients with broad tastes, and experts who navigate the fascinating world of design. I'm always excited to learn something new, and I never say no to a challenge. This is Design Santa Barbara. Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kurosh, and today we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, where I'm excited to share with you an episode featuring art treasures from both the Renaissance and 20th century. Let me take you back to another place and time, Siena, Italy, in the earliest days of the Renaissance. Europe is still being ravaged by the plague, and centuries of political instability since the fall of the Roman Empire have taken its toll on Western civilization. But in spite of all this darkness, a new age is about to dawn. Free thinkers and artists are on the verge of changing the course of history. It was in this time that the international Gothic art style began to develop. Here in Siena, a gifted artist named Simone Martini began to produce religious works with sophistication and opulent accents. There are no known drawings of Martini, but his work speaks to his talent. A well-regarded artist would quickly rise through the apprenticeship ranks and eventually have their own workshop. There, other artists would assist in the creation of masterworks as they honed their skills. In the workshop of Simone Martini, one of the most gifted artists was his brother-in-law, Lippo Memmi. Together they created the Annunciation with Saint Margaret and Saint Ansanos. This epic wooden triptych was painted in tempera and gold for the Siena Cathedral. Widely considered the greatest piece of international Gothic art, it now resides in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, Italy. Let's look at some of the details of this incredible work of art. Having achieved an equal level of fame as his master, Lippo Memmi eventually established his own workshop in Siena and began producing religious works, including the famed Madonna della Febbre, the first portrait of the Virgin Mary to be canonically crowned by a pope in 1631. The workshops of Martini and Memmi both excelled in their use of gold leaf gilding and tin work. Take a look at these examples from Memmi's shop. I am now honored to show you this piece that's attributed to Lippo Memmi. As you can see, this is a portrait of Madonna and Child, one of the most prolific images in Western art. Almost every piece produced in an early Renaissance workshop would have been based on Christian iconography. It is astounding to think that this piece is almost 700 years old. Works attributed to Memmi can be seen in museums around the world, including the Uffizi Gallery in Florence, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City, the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., and the Louvre in Paris. I'm honored to have this piece here in front of me at Santa Barbara Design Center. For a work by such an incredible Italian master, I would not even dare to put a price on it. It's an incredible piece, and let's call it priceless. When we come back, we will be exploring the life and legacy of quite possibly the most famous artist of the 20th century. Stay tuned. How many times in the last year have you said to yourself, I really need a new sofa? Spending so much time at home lately, you deserve the most comfortable furniture. At Santa Barbara Design Center's massive showroom, we have numerous selections of sofas and sectionals that you can take home today. Or we can custom build your dream sofa. We make the most comfortable and stylish sofas and sectionals in the industry today. Just ask the top designers in Santa Barbara. They use our sofas and sectionals in their projects because they know clients are beyond satisfied with the results. For a decision as important as this, don't go online or buy from a catalog photo. Come into 410 Olive Street and let our experienced team help you find the perfect fit for your home. Trust me, you want to sit on it before you buy. Today I would like to talk to you about rugs. 3 important things to remember when you are buying a rug. First is the size. Size is very important, and this is what you have to do your study. So if it's for a living room, I recommend to have the front legs of all the furniture to sit on the certain rug you're buying. So go measure it. Make sure you have at least a foot extended beyond the front legs. If you can afford it, get a rug that encompasses all the furniture to be sitting on it. So usually for a living room, you're talking an 8x10, 9x12, a bigger living room, 10x14, and if you want something to sit on it, 12x15 or 12x18. Second, there is a style. It is very important that the style you pick matches the house you have. Check the room. Is it a traditional house? Is it a modern house? Is it a transitional house? You pick the style matching your house and your living style. Lastly, and one of the most important steps, is the type of rug you're gonna buy. I highly recommend you to do your study and see what type of rug is good for your situation. Most rugs I recommend are hand knotted. So these are the type of rugs that they're done by hand. They're mostly natural fibers. They don't have any chemicals. They don't have any machines involved making it. They're hand knotted and they get more valuable over the time, and they are very durable and long lasting. These are 3 things to remember when you're buying a rug. Thank you for joining us. This week on Michael's Minute, we are going to talk about rug cleaning and restoration. A fine rug is a family treasure often passed on from generation to generation. Rugs need to be properly taken care of to ensure their survival and protect your investment. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we are the foremost experts in professional cleaning, repairing, and preserving your rugs. Rugs should be hand washed every 3 to 5 years to maintain the structure. When was the last time you washed your rugs? Proper cleaning can extend the longevity of your rug, whereas steam cleaning can damage it. Restorations by Rugs & More include hand stitching, fixing fringes and sides, and reviving worn pile. For the finest restoration and cleaning, bring your rugs into Rugs & More at Santa Barbara Design Center today, 410 Olive Street. We live in one of the most beautiful locations in the world. I've raised my kids here. I love it here. What we offer at Santa Barbara Design Center isn't just furniture. is a chance to turn a house into a home. What may look like a deal online, it's very different when it shows up. It's something to be said for feeling it before it becomes part of your life. We are here to help guide you through this wonderful process. We are Santa Barbara Design Center. Come start your journey with us. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are looking at masterworks by artists of the early Renaissance and more recently the 20th century. Now let's learn about the life and times of one of art's most famous names. To say Pablo Picasso was merely an artist may have been an insult to his lifelong body of work. He was a painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, stage designer, poet, and playwright. Picasso was born in 1881 in Spain to a middle-class family. His father was a painter of birds and game, taught at the local craft school, and curated a nearby museum. It is said that at the age of 13, Picasso painted a pigeon so beautifully that his father gave up painting in the face of his son's genius. By 16, he was sent to the Academia in Madrid to study fine arts but found classes boring and soon dropped out, preferring to visit the museums and view the works of Velázquez, Goya, and El Greco. During this time, his personal style of realism and modernism took shape. By 1900, Picasso had moved to Paris and was sharing a flat with a friend. They were so poor that Picasso burned his sketches to warm the cold flat at night. In the subsequent years, Picasso went through several periods. The Blue Period, the Rose Period, African, Cubism. Throughout his career, several motifs developed, including the harlequin and the minotaur. In the aftermath of the Spanish Civil War, Picasso's Guernica became a symbol of the horrors of war and is now considered one of his greatest works. During World War II, Picasso chose to stay in occupied Paris, but did not exhibit his work. When invading soldiers entered his studio, they pointed to a photo of Guernica and asked, "Did you do that?" To which he responded, "No, you did." As an alternate outlet for his creativity during this time, Picasso started writing poetry and theatrical plays. In the years after World War II, Picasso rose to worldwide fame. His art expanded to sculpture and ceramic. He was commissioned by the city of Chicago to create a 50-foot tall sculpture for display in the downtown area. He was so excited to take on the project, he refused the $100,000 commission offered along with it. Now, a worldwide art icon, Picasso used his celebrity for financial gain and became a shrewd businessman and promoter. He appeared always as himself in several films, licensed his work, created mass market runs, lithographs, etchings, and more. If a friend of Picasso's was discovered to be in financial trouble, he often would give them a sketch with the rights to produce it. Now I'm honored to share with you two pieces by the one and only Pablo Picasso. Pottery is one of the oldest human inventions, originating before the Neolithic period, with ceramic objects dating back almost 29,000 years. Picasso had a lifelong fascination with ceramics and created thousands of unique pieces in his life. First, on the table we have this beautiful pottery from Pablo Picasso, and that has his signature elements in it. I like it, that has beautiful colors, and you see the bowl and is a Madura, and he actually was a prolific artist and he did a lot of these type of imagery. I actually like this personally a lot, and it's just very clear and has signature there. I would put a fair market value $7,500 to $12,000, and that is something that it's beautiful and is a work of art, and you can use that as decoration. Now let's talk about this beautiful Picasso lithograph. Lithography is the process by which a drawing or painting is recreated in high quality. Lithographs are often produced in limited, signed and numbered editions or in open-ended editions that can go up to millions depending on the fame of the work. Many of Picasso's works were mass-produced by the millions. This lithograph is a signed edition of 50. I think this piece is extra special since it is the final number in this edition. And now we have this beautiful nest with the little chick in there, and it is a Picasso from 1947. It was originally purchased at the New York's MoMA, and the original price was $137. Probably back then was real money, but nowadays it has appreciated pretty much. And in a fair market value, $10,000 to $15,000. After a career spanning 8 decades, Pablo Picasso passed away at the age of 91 in 1973. His legacy endures, with works appearing in the greatest museums in the world. His work also commands some of the highest prices. Several original Picassos have sold in excess of $100 million. I hope you have enjoyed this look into masters of both past and present. I encourage you to visit your local museums and galleries to learn more about art and its history. It will truly enrich your life. Today on Design FYI, we're going to talk about what not to buy when you're going shopping for rugs. Most big outlets or national chains, they sell nowadays hand-tufted rugs. This sounds like it's hand knotted, it's done by hand, but actually they are not. It's called hand-tufted and is actually a gun that rolls the wool around the warp, and they are not good rugs at all. So this is a sample we're having here for you to see. Anything that has a backing like this, flip your rugs over at home, see if it has a backing, is absolutely not good. So what it does is it hides what they did below this thing, which is a latex glue, which actually is toxin. And if you have got any rugs over the net, I hate to say it, over the net, because it's easy to sell and they're inexpensive, you buy these things over the internet. So when it comes to your house, they smell. Have you noticed that? They smell more like a gasoline or more like a diesel because they don't let the latex cure. And the latex that glues this wool to this backing smells a lot. On top of that, they shed quite a lot. The wool is cheap because they need to be inexpensive, and they shed. I would not recommend you to get anything, again, that has a backing and is glued, because it comes apart very easily. It is temporary. It is not a green product because they wear very quickly, end up in the fill, and just basically as a landfill junk we are adding to our planet. The things I would recommend you to get, unlike these things that have backing, is the rugs that they have nuts to them. So as what to buy, I highly recommend you to get some rugs that they are hand knotted. And how you can see, flip it to the back, and you can see the knots are done individually, and each one is slightly different than the next one because they're done by hand, and the intensity of the wool and the pull they have, the weaver, makes them look different. Also, the sides are done by hand. That you can see very easily. If you want to buy a real rug, please come to Santa Barbara Design Center and I can gladly help you. Thank you for joining us on Design FYI, Santa Barbara Design Center, Fort and Olive. This week on Michael's Minute, we are going to talk about modern and transitional rugs. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we have over 1,000 modern and transitional rugs at any given time in various sizes and colors. A modern or transitional rug can completely transform your living space. It can make a cold room comfortable or balance out an uneven contrast. We can also custom make the modern rug of your dreams, designed to your specification, taste, and color. And at Santa Barbara Design Center, we can do it faster, better, for less. That's why the top designers in the world use our modern and transitional rugs. To see our vast collection or start designing your custom masterpiece, come visit us at Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive Street. My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it. It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find the rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Olive Street and find your treasure today. This week on Design FYI, we're going to talk about sofas and the unknown mistakes people make. Did you know average American spends 46 minutes a day in a car? But they spend 5 hours and 4 minutes on average on a sofa. So why would you go out there and spend tens of thousands of dollars for something you use for 46 minutes and then go ahead and buy something cheap that you sit on it for 5 hours and 4 minutes? At Santa Barbara Design Center, we create you a custom sofa that is made for you specifically and to your shape and size and comfort and your family. So when you're sitting and watching TV or talking and conversing with your friends, you're sitting on actually something that represents you. Your car represents you, why shouldn't your sofa? Thank you for joining us on Design FYI this week, and please come see me at Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive, and let me help you find the right sofa for you and your family. Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kurash, and today we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, preparing to head to a very interesting local event. You know, I'm a car guy, and here in Santa Barbara, collectors own some of the coolest cars in the world. A group of them have gotten together, and every Sunday they meet to share their passion and some caffeine. Let's head over to Santa Barbara Cars and Coffee.
Welcome to Cars and Coffee, Michael.
Thank you for having me today. So today we are at Cars and Coffee in Santa Barbara, and we are with Monty Wilson, and it's actually a huge crowd. Tell me about it, how this thing started.
It's gotten bigger and bigger. So we started this 9 years ago. And when we started it, we thought we might get 15, maybe 20 cars on a good day. And little did we know that it's grown into a couple hundred cars every Sunday morning.
It's a beautiful event, and I see you're growing. Where are you going to go from here?
Well, we started on Coast Village Road. We outgrew that, and we moved to the upper village of Montecito. We outgrew that, and now we're here at La Cumbre Mall, and we still got some room to grow, but there have been a couple times where it's all the way out to the street, full of cars.
Amazing, beautiful cars, and I'm a car guy, I love cars. But it's hard to get up 8 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday and come out here, and I says cars and coffees, but you need the coffee before you get up.
Well, the coffee helps get you going a little bit, but you know, the cars are great, and we have a wide variety. Everybody's welcome, so you see everything from hot rods to classics to exotics, and just about everything in between. But as cool as the cars are, the people are fantastic. It's turned into a real community.
And probably we're going to go talk to a few of them, and tell me what is so special about these Cars and Coffee in Santa Barbara.
Well, you know, Santa Barbara, Southern California car culture, right? And the thing that we're blessed with here in Santa Barbara is, you know, there's so many cars that there's only maybe a handful in the entire world, and we'll have a couple of them here. You're going to see a couple ones today, and we've got actually a couple surprises for you, because people always think of cars with guys. We have a large women contingent as well.
Well, I bet our viewers would love to see that. Can
Absolutely.
you give us a tour?
Let's go for a tour.
There we go. All right, so we are here with one of my all-time favorite cars, the 300SL Goldwing, and it's the most iconic Mercedes, I think, of all times.
It really is. These are fascinating cars, but this particular car has a really fun story. So the owner is Peter Meyer, and he actually was picking this up for the buyer, got the car back to Santa Barbara. The new buyer gets into the car, pulls the Goldwing down, bangs his head, realizes he's too big to fit in the car. Offered it to Peter for, you know, at today's price, very, very low price. And
I
Peter's
heard
owner never says-
$3,000.
Something like that, yeah.
Well,
yeah. And it's
that's a
worth
good investment.
little bit more than that these days. But you know, this is a great example of some of the cars we have here, like this Gullwing, and they got this beautiful rod next door, and so you really get a great mix of things. So, you know, from a design standpoint, you can kind of see in the older cars, you know, how airplanes and rockets and aerospace and all that was all part of the design element, to rods where it's really just all about creativity.
Absolutely, this is also a fantastic looking car.
Yeah.
So let's talk to the owner if we can find him.
Let's go find Peter.
All right, now we have the owner of this beautiful Mercedes. Peter, thank you for showing us your car.
You're
Tell
welcome.
us a little bit about it. I've seen you actually drive this car, which I admire. People drive their cars they should.
Yeah, I do. That's true.
Tell me about it. How'd you get up getting it?
How did I get it? When I first came to Santa Barbara, I worked for Audio Vision. And Dan Clark, the owner, had a couple of Ferraris and one of the Gullwing. So he says, see if you can find me a Gullwing. I said, okay. I bought this in Baytown, Texas, drove it back. He got in the car and closed the door, and I hit him in the head. He was too tall-waisted. He couldn't use the car. So that's when I bought it from him in 1970. And I restored it and did all the mechanical work myself and took it to Arizona and have the rest of the work done. So here it is.
It was a beautiful example, and it is wonderful that you drive it.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's getting a little loud and a little stiff suspended at my age, you know, but
The car or you?
well, let's say both. Huh? Okay.
Well, anyway, thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Monty, thank you very much for having us in this beautiful Sunday, and it is fantastic crowd, nice cars. So how do our viewers get to know about your Cars and Coffee and join your group?
Well, first of all, Michael, we're honored to have you out here today, so thanks
you
for
very
coming out. But if you want to learn more, go to our Facebook page, it's Santa Barbara Cars and Coffee. And it's not only a good thing to know what's going on with Cars and Coffee, but we try and make sure that everybody's aware of what's happening in the car community.
And you do also charities which they can go join at Facebook and get to know more and drive their
Yep.
cars for it.
But
Very wonderful.
if you want to come out, we're here every Sunday. We start around 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock. And it's a very casual environment. There's no registrations, nothing, no fees or anything. Just come out and join the community.
Beautiful. I will be back and looking forward to have another segment with you and the cars.
We'd love to have you back.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.